In recent weeks, King Charles has been the subject of much discussion among royal watchers and health experts alike. Members of GB News have passionately urged the monarch to emulate Princess Kate's approach to health and take a step back from his royal duties to focus on his well-being. This comes after Queen Camilla revealed that her husband is doing fine, despite the challenges he faces. She also mentioned that he has a stubborn streak, refusing to fully heed medical advice. Earlier this year, King Charles announced that he had been diagnosed with a form of cancer. This revelation prompted him to temporarily step back from his duties, but his hiatus was brief. The king swiftly resumed his public engagements, demonstrating his dedication to his role. One of his most significant appearances since his diagnosis was at a D-Day commemoration event in Portsmouth. This marked his first public speech and high-profile engagement in months. As the Trooping the Colour ceremony approaches, it is expected that King Charles will participate, albeit with modifications. Unlike previous years, he will inspect the soldiers from a carriage instead of on horseback. On a recent episode of the Royal Record podcast, digital royal editor Svar Nanan discussed a revealing poll conducted among GB News members. The poll sought opinions on whether King Charles should slow down his pace following the health update from Queen Camilla. The results were telling. Out of 209 members who voted, a resounding 74% believed that the king should indeed reduce his engagements to prioritize his health. Only 21% voted against this, while 5% remained uncertain. Svar Nanan commented on these findings, noting that they reflect a strong support for the approach taken by Princess Kate. Since her own cancer diagnosis in December 2023, the Princess of Wales has refrained from participating in royal engagements, emphasizing the importance of prioritizing her health. This stance has resonated with the public, many of whom wish to see King Charles adopt a similar strategy. Royal correspondent Cameron Walker also weighed in, highlighting the differences between the King and the Princess of Wales. He pointed out that the speculation and conspiracy theories online tend to target the princess more than the king. Nonetheless, there is a palpable concern for the monarch, who is in his 70s and undergoing cancer treatment. Walker noted that King Charles is known for his industrious nature and his reluctance to sit still. Despite his diagnosis, he has been increasing the number of engagements he undertakes. Buckingham Palace has consistently emphasized that the king's public duties are conducted in accordance with medical advice. Adjustments have been made to his schedule and the nature of his appearances. For example, during the D-Day commemorations, he participated in only half of the Portsmouth events and attended the British commemoration in Normandy, while Prince William represented him at the international event. For the upcoming Trooping the Colour ceremony, King Charles will observe the proceedings from a carriage rather than riding a horse. These adaptations are part of a broader strategy to manage his health while maintaining his public presence. Walker suggested that the Queen's comment about the king not doing what he is told hints at a possible tension between medical advice and the king's personal determination to remain active. The question of whether King Charles should slow down is not just a matter of public opinion but also one of significant concern for his long-term health. The comparison to Princess Kate's more cautious approach highlights a potential path for the king to follow. By prioritizing his health, he could ensure his well-being and continue to fulfill his royal duties effectively in the long run. The sentiment expressed by the GB News members is clear. There is a desire for the king to take a more measured approach to his engagements. As much as the public admires his dedication and work ethic, there is a strong wish for him to prioritize his health, especially given his recent diagnosis. In the coming months, it will be interesting to see how King Charles balances his responsibilities with his health needs. His decision will not only impact his own well-being but also set a precedent for how modern royalty manages personal health challenges while fulfilling their public roles. The support for a more cautious approach is evident, and it remains to be seen whether the king will heed these calls or continue with his current pace. As the story develops, the health of King Charles will undoubtedly remain a focal point for both the public and the media. His actions and decisions will be closely watched, not only for their immediate implications but also for what they signify about the evolving role of the monarchy in addressing personal health issues. In conclusion, the advice for King Charles to follow Princess Kate's lead on prioritizing health over relentless public duties is both timely and sensible. The balance between duty and personal well-being is a delicate one, and the king's next steps will be crucial in navigating this challenging period.